Hi, everybody. Welcome into today's show here on JTV. We are still in the dog days of summer. That's for sure. I'm David. That's Adam.
Yes.
Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. But starting next week, at least for this show, we'll be out of the dog days of summer.
That's right. It's officially almost football time.
Yep. So we're now under 40 days until kickoff to the 2025 high school football season number 26 for JTV, and it'll be my 7th football season coming up already. And I started in basketball, so it'll be 7 football and 8 basketball coming up.
I'm pretty sure I'm one behind you.
Behind? Or yeah.
Yeah, you were doing this before me.
I think I was doing games a year before.
Yeah. Yep.
So next week on the show we'll have Football Media Day interviews. So Media Day is next week.
Yeah,
2 days.
The Wednesday show, we're actually going to be filming from Media Days, and then all the other extra interviews will be kind of, through the next few weeks.
Next week's show will be coming at you from Jackson High School.
That's right.
So
from the Glick.
That's right. So we'll have interviews from select players and coaches, and looking forward to it as always.
Yeah,
so.
It's always a fun event. Always kicks off the year in the right way.
That's right. And we can get out of our dog days of summer and find something that's newsworthy.
Which is nice.
And then we'll have Jackson going to Parma to take on the Western Panthers Week 1 live on JTV.
Feels good finally being able to say the Week 1 matchup.
Yep, and that'll be on Thursday, August 28th, starting at around 6:30.
Did we start the I can't remember. Did we start the show just slightly before? We started it just slightly before the football season, right? Because we did media days last year and all that stuff. Okay.
Yep. So looking forward to it. 36 days from today, Wednesday, until football season. So also Jackson Golf Tour still continuing. Looking at the men's tour, Brett Valkachek, the Jackson County Open happened last weekend. He was the winner of the 2025 event. Shot a -7 for a 2-day total of 137. And the next event on the men's tour is the Jackson Masters, coming up August 2nd and 3rd out in Grass Lake at Calderon. And in the women's event, Andrea Clark, after finishing 2nd in 2024, won the Jackson County Women's Golf Association Match Play Championship last week at Ella Sharp. Andrea Clark, also from Grass Lake. So congratulations to her. And the next women's event is the Senior Classic, August 7th through the 8th at Ella Sharp Park. And the latest stop happened on Tuesday in the R.W. Mercer Junior Tour. That was at Arbor Hills, and we have photos and full results online on our website at jtv.tv. And the next stop on the Junior Tour is the City Junior Championship next week on July 28th at Sharp Park Golf Course. And in other golf news, last weekend, Scotty Scheffler won the Open at -17. He is still on a generational run. Obviously, unanimous #1 golfer in the world. I don't think he's close to Tiger level as far as all time, but if he continues the path that he's on now and winning, this was his 2nd major he's already won this year and the 4th of his career, and he's not even 30 yet. So if he continues on this run, by the time it's done, he could be up there.
Yeah,
with Tiger, Jack, Arnold Palmer, etc.
He's favored in every single event that he does. It's ridiculous. You always see him up there, and he always finishes right towards the top, so it's definitely deserving.
Yeah, and also Bryson DeChambeau played in the Open.
I like Bryson.
Almost was going to miss the cut after Friday, but had a unbelievable performance Friday, shot under 70
what a beast.
To make the cut, and ended up finishing top 10 Sunday, but struggled early on. So, but in second place was Harris English at -13, another American, and my dad, Dave Rice, actually golfed with Harris English.
I thought you were about to say your dad was in the standings.
He golfed with him on the Monday after the Travelers a few weeks ago, and then he ended up finishing second.
Oh, that's sick.
Open. So
shout out to Dave Rice.
Yeah, he'll be on the morning show Thursday, so maybe we'll have to talk.
Yes,
golf,
100%.
Also, before we get to the WNBA All-Star Game just happened last weekend.
It did?
Yes.
What? What are you doing laughing? I'm just asking.
Probably better than what I had written down.
Yeah, you don't need to show that. But I didn't know that happened. Oh, I did see the thing with the T-shirts, but that was I didn't. think that was during. Yeah, I didn't think that was during the All-Star game.
But I will say what's coming up on the show first.
Okay.
We will have a new right approach with Phil Fishmeister, brought to you by Cascades Golf Course, featuring the Women's Golf Association one-day tournament winner Sherry Tarpley. We'll also have Junior Golf Tour highlights from Calderon last week. The Tigers have lost 7 of their last 8.
Yeah, it's a rough stretch, isn't it?
It is.
It's a rough stretch. We'll get into that.
And we haven't done a show since the ESPYs. Shane Gillis
he was really funny. I've only seen a few clips, but he was really funny.
A few of his jokes were funny, but they were terrible.
Nobody laughed at like any of them, and I thought 90% of them were really funny. But that's the crowd for you.
Yeah.
He wasn't at a stand-up comedy show. It was or his own show. It was.
And we'll get into it, but The View on ABC, which, by the way, is
horrible name for that show.
One of the worst shows on TV.
They do not have
by
a good
the way.
Yeah, no.
But they said, it's hard to do an awards show and let alone have the crowd like it, and that's because half the crowd was either WNBA players or coaches, which he made quite a few WNBA jokes.
Which they were pretty funny, yeah.
They were pretty funny. Or they were, people who were like a lot of money, higher up.
Yeah.
Certain like political ties, stuff like that. So,
yeah. And then also, I will say at the end of the show, I do have a list of NFL quarterbacks. I'll tell you what the thing is, but you'll have to guess the top 10 NFL quarterbacks. That'll be at the end of the show.
Who he play for?
Who he play for? No, but it'll be interesting. I'll see if you can get the names. I was able to. I did this last night, so I'm curious if you'd be able to do it. But we'll find out what the stipulation is at the end of the show.
Okay. So the WNBA All-Star Game happened last weekend, and during warm-ups, the players they all wore shirts for equal pay, and now it's the immediate headline after that. Kelsey Plum from the Las Vegas Aces was asked about that, and she called out because the All-Star is exactly like the NBA All-Star. They have the draft and the 2 team captains. So it was Team Clark. Caitlin Clark couldn't play, though. She was injured. So Kelsey Plum called out Caitlin Clark and said, well, most of her team actually didn't support us wearing these shirts, but they ended up wearing them. But it called out. Also, couple things. One, without Caitlin Clark, part of the revenue that's had an increase the last 2 years in the WNBA, part of the TV audience and just the word, and they're talking about the WNBA, that wouldn't happen without Caitlin Clark. Whether people like that or not, it is true because not as many people were talking about the WNBA before she got drafted, and more people are talking about her now. There's more arena sellouts. There's more games on TV. I can go on and on.
Well, I mean, she's kind of like
I just don't like that she called out Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark's the reason why we're in this spot now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that she's as good as him for any means. I'm not doing a comparison here, but like she is the Jordan of this league in terms of the popularity and in terms of bringing new fans to the sport and stuff like that. So that is kind of weird, but also they have their own drama in that league that I just try not to get into.
Well, and also players during the regular season are still going after Caitlin Clark in the Fever and pretty physical, thinking that she, gets whatever she wants, and it's hurting.
But
the
also,
league. It's not helping anybody.
When you look at her play, that is one way to stop her is to be physical. So I do understand that if that's the scouting,
and also not scouting,
report.
She can do more than shoot threes, but that's the main part of her game. So if you can lock her down from beyond the arc, it's going to make your life
It's
easier.
just like, how do you stop Steph? How did they stop Steph in the NBA Finals when it was the Cavs? And they put guys on him that would be able to stop him, and then you'd exploit him on defense, switching off and putting Kyrie on him and stuff like that. Like, that was what
Kevin
they did.
Love, whoever.
Well, and Kevin Love played awesome defense on him. You wouldn't think out of a power forward being on a point guard, but if they switched off, he was locking him down. So that's the way you got to play her as well. You got to be physical. You got to stop her. You can't let her just have these open threes because you know she's going to drill them. So I understand playing physical with her. Some of it's a little too much. Also, like,
definitely,
you've seen that one play where she, like, I don't know if she got elbowed or what, but then she kind of like
she was driving in and got hit and spun.
Well, she kind of like spun off of it, and then I think the ball. This might have been last season, but the ball came back and she like swatted the ball away so it wouldn't hit her or the person next to her, and then the girl next to her thought she was like trying to hit her, so she started freaking out. That is the problem. Is like expecting her to do something, expecting her to get angry,
and she's not. She's not going to.
But then they still are playing it up, like even when she didn't mean to do that, they were just like getting on her. It's that's kind of crazy.
Also, obviously, does the WNBA, do the players deserve more money, bigger contracts? Absolutely.
I don't, and that's the thing. I don't know.
But
how the in terms of percentage of league revenue goes to the NBA players compared to them, I don't know what the difference is.
Well, and that's was going to be my last point here was, do they deserve bigger contracts? Yet, plain answer is yes. But you just brought it up too. The revenue from that the league is getting is why that isn't happening, because one, they are subsidized technically by the NBA. Without the NBA, who knows how long the WNBA would have been a league of their own, because the WNBA they have not made a profit any single year they've ever been a league.
Well,
they actually lose, I have it on here, they lose $40 million a year, and the only money they get is TV money and merchandise money and stadium and tickets. But because other than fever games, arenas aren't selling out, and the WNBA is only on TV 1 to 2 nights a week. So even if the TV money helps them, it still breaks even because they lose $40 million. They're still not making a profit, and that's the problem.
Well, yeah, and I think if you look at the early days of, and this is the early day, I know this isn't a different sport than the NBA. It's the same sport, but it is different, right? But when you look at like early days of the NBA, they weren't generating a lot of revenue. Early days of baseball, they weren't generating a lot of revenue. Now, there is a certain point that becomes interesting where it's like in baseball, like still like in the 70s and 80s, the players were generating, I think it was like 10 times the amount, or like 5 to 10 times the amount of just like a normal salary in the world.
Right.
Like normal worker, they were like 10 times as much. Now it's like thousands of times or hundreds of times, whatever it is now. So it changes over the years. So sure, could this catch on and generate a lot of revenue? Yeah, it's generating more revenue now than it ever has. I will say that.
It could, but I don't think it's going to happen because the league still loses $40 million a year. For as long as they're losing money, it's
not the players'
get
fault.
better.
I'll tell you that,
and it's not the players'
I'll
fault.
tell you that.
But
is it marketing? Is it the network's fault? It could be. They're doing a lot better. Look at the coverage that ESPN has now. It's a lot different than what it was in the early 2000s.
And again, we're not disagreeing with the fact that they deserve more money, because they do, and we're not disagreeing that on their stance and the T-shirts and everything. We're not disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
But it's just
you need to take a step back and look at it.
But we just need to look like, how are they going to be able to have increased salaries? Because if the league is losing $40 million a year, the NBA is the only reason why they still exist, really. And also, other than the Saturday or Sunday game on the afternoon on ABC, their only other game weekly is on Ion.
Right. Right. Nobody's watching.
People are watching Ion for Criminal Minds and Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, they're not on people aren't watching Ion to watch WNBA.
Right. They need to get that. But then the problem is, it's like if you can't sell that to like an ABC, if it's not going to generate the viewers that just a random program on ABC would get, they're not going to take that.
Like other than people who watch those crime shows, nobody watches
I think
Ion. So that's the thing.
Do you think this would be something? I think this would generate more revenue for them, and this should be maybe the path that they go. Because right now I'm pretty sure they don't do 7-game series. They only do 5-game series.
Yeah.
So hear me out.
They do 2 out of 3 in the early rounds and then best of 5.
Hear me out. They should either do a round-robin style tournament similar to like the NBA Cup and then have like a semifinals, finals like the NBA Cup.
They do have their own cup.
I know they do, but I feel like they should do that for the playoffs. Or they should do single elimination March Madness style brackets. Because if you put all these teams in a bracket,
all 13.
I was going to say 13. They would have to do this.
Because they only have 13 teams. Sorry to cut you.
No,
but they only have 13. Throw them all in there.
I didn't know.
Seed them.
What I would say is they're planning on adding a few more teams. I'm pretty sure they'll get up to 16 with the 3 that they're adding.
2030.
So I think by 2030, what they should do, if they don't see a big jump, is they should do, at the end of the season, the ranks of everybody, rank them 1 to 16, have a Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, and then a championship game. I feel like that would generate more revenue. People would be making brackets. People would be like, well, I'm going to watch it because this is like, a single game elimination. It's not like a series. I think that would help them.
They play at the time of year right now where the only other thing on is baseball and then golf on the weekend. But they'll have the... Well, 1, they'll have the TV audience, and 2, if they don't screw it up and they only put it on ESPN
you gotta have
networks.
It on, you got to have it on something.
They can't have the playoffs on Ion or on WNBA League Pass. But then, it's just not.
And it's tough because it's just like if it was men's college basketball, people are going to find those channels because March Madness is so big. It generates so much money. But it's just not going to happen with the WNBA. You need it to be more accessible.
Like the first round, you do 1 or 2 games at a time, either ABC, ESPN, or ESPN 1 and 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Real quick, subscribe to JTV Sports because, again, with high school sports starting, not football, but other sports starting on August 19th, subscribe to JTV Sports. Keep up with your favorite school. Subscribe to more than one. We've shared it before. You know it.
You gotta stay connected, especially with the start of the season.
All right. Well, when we come back, the right approach brought to you by Cascades Golf Course with Phil Fischmeister and his special guest. Stay tuned. Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you, the Insurance Circle Agency. New episode now of the Right Approach. Phil Fischmeister, sponsored by Cascades Golf Course. This week, his special guest, Jackson County Women's Golf Association one-day tournament winner, Sherry Tarpley. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Right Approach, sponsored by Cascades Golf Course. My guest today is Sherry Tarpley, the winner of the Jackson County Women's Golf Association one-day meet here at Cascades Golf Course. Thanks for being here, Sherry, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
So I understand this is your second tournament victory?
It is. It is.
When was the first?
Last year was at Green Valley.
Okay. And I also understand that last Friday, when you won the event out here at Cascades, you shot your all-time personal best.
I did. I've never shot before below 80, and I shot a 73. So
pretty remarkable to do that in a tournament.
Absolutely.
And so you beat your personal best by 8 strokes.
I did.
What was going on Friday? How were you able to play so well?
I just couldn't do anything wrong. Even when I mishit, it went straight down the fairway. So I never got myself in trouble, and I chipped and made some really long putts.
Yeah. Like I say, it's nice when you have days like that. They don't come very often where it seems like you just can't do anything wrong. But when they do come, man, you relish those days, don't you?
Absolutely. They don't come very often, but...
But when you do it in a tournament, that feels even better.
Absolutely. It was exciting.
So let's talk a little bit about how you got into golf. I understand you haven't been playing golf all that long, especially competitive golf. So what's kind of your background in golf?
I've only really been golfing or taking it serious probably about 6 years.
Okay.
I was a softball player, so I didn't have time for golf. And once I started golfing, I fell in love with it. So I just wanted to get better and better and better, and I just started working at it. And I golf all the time.
Well, that certainly helps. It's a sport you have to work at if you want to get better. But what got you playing golf and taking it more serious? What kind of got you into it?
My husband. My husband's a big golfer. He taught me a lot about golf. Everything I know about golf came from him.
Yeah. John Tarpley, obviously, very good player here in Jackson. Has his share of tournament wins here in Jackson. So yeah, I can understand you can learn a lot from playing with John. He can teach you a lot about the short game, especially. He's got a really good short game. Teach you a lot about the swings. But what about playing with the other ladies in the association? Because again, what I applaud you for is you haven't been playing golf that long, but you started getting in the tournaments and playing competitive golf. And I believe the best way to get better at golf is to play competitive golf.
Absolutely. You have to play by the rules. There's a lot of older women that have played golf a lot of years, and I secretly watch them.
Yeah.
I watch their swings, I ask them for help, I ask them the rules, and a couple of them, have really taken me under their wing and helped me.
Yeah. Well, that was a big thing for me when I was younger, in high school. I wanted to play with the best golfers I could because, like you said, you watch what they do well. You watch, not only their technique on, chipping, putting, those sort of things, but they're also their temperament on the golf course and just how they get around a golf course and choose to hit the shots that they do. Those are the little things that you really pick up on playing with better players.
Absolutely. You just, my dad always taught me, if you step on that golf course and you don't think you're the best player, you might as well not even golf.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the Jackson County Women's Golf Association. Why don't you tell us more about the association, the different tournaments that you have, and how to get in if any ladies want to play?
Actually, we play probably 7 to 9 tournaments a year. I'm not really sure. We have 1-day meets, we have 2-day meets, we have a 4-day meet coming up, which is match play.
That's at Sharp Park, right?
That's at Sharp Park. That's match play. That's I think it's July 14th. That's a 4-day where you qualify on Monday and then you play. So we have a lot of fun. Doesn't matter, what your handicap is or... Because
I believe the tournaments are flighted
They're
too,
all
right?
flighted.
Yep.
They're all flighted.
So it doesn't matter your skill level, anyone can play.
Anybody. We have low handicaps, we have high handicaps, so anybody can join. Yeah. Barb Fisher right now is our president. I think you can go under...
well, if you go to the Jackson Golf website, I know the ladies' schedule is on the website, and Barb's phone number is on the website as well. So if any ladies want to play, you can give Barb a call and find out how to get involved.
Right. If not, call Cascades.
I mean, we've got
you
the
guys
information
have
too.
all the information for them as well. So.
Yeah. Now you and your husband John have been members out here at Cascades for several years now. Why Cascades? What do you like about it out here?
I love Cascades. The staff is friendly. I love the staff here. I love coming out here. There's difficult holes. There's 1 and 2 are really long holes. There's easy holes. There's deer all over.
All kinds of deer, all kinds of turkeys.
Deer, turkeys, whatever wildlife you want to see is always out here. So it's a challenging course. Yeah,
it is. A championship course. It's challenging. But yet it's still approachable for all golfers. There's not a lot of forced carries.
Right.
So even the higher handicap golfers can come out here and have a good time.
And you have 4 sets of tees out here.
Yes.
So if you are a higher handicap, you can hit from the very forward tees.
And we actually have 5 sets now that we have our silver tees out here.
Oh, there you go.
Which are great for kids, but they're also kind of geared towards your senior ladies.
Right.
Well, we love having you and John out here. You know,
Thank
you
you.
guys are always great to the staff, always friendly, always have a smile on
Yeah.
your face. And again, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
I've been really impressed, you know, over the last few years how much you have improved. Like you said, you fell in love with the game.
I
You're
did.
dedicated to working at it.
I did.
And you really have improved, and it goes to show shooting
Right.
that 73.
It's addicting. It's an addicting game.
Yes, it is.
So I love it.
Well, we're going to take a
Thank
short
you.
break, and when we come back, Sherry and I are going to play a hole out here at Cascades. Welcome back to The Right Approach. Sherry and I are out here on the 7th hole at Cascades, 373-yard par 4, a little dogleg left. Now, Sherry, you're going to make me hit all the way back at these blue tees while you go all the way up to those red tees.
Absolutely.
So I want a stroke on this hole.
No.
No, come on. Come
No.
on. I want a stroke. Should be in the fairway, I hope. Maybe just in the left-hand rough, but I hope it stayed in the fairway. We'll see. All right, Sherry, 289 yards from the red tees here. I'm assuming you're trying to place it just left of the fairway bunker?
I'm going to try to go right down the middle.
Right down the middle. All right.
We'll see if that works.
Hit a good one. It's going
That
at
one
that
will be
bunker.
okay.
Hopefully it stays a little short. Oh yeah, you're
Yep.
fine right there.
Just short of the sand.
Yep, just short. Good shot.
Thanks.
All right, Sherry, you got a perfect line, 107 yards, front pin. What are you hitting?
I'm hitting my 8-iron.
8-iron? All right, hit a good shot. Give yourself a good birdie chance. Oh, it looks good. Looks real good. Be enough.
Ooh, just short of the...
Oh,
Oh!
hopped right on front. Got a good look at birdie. Good shot.
Good.
Good shot. All right, Sherry, I got 42 yards. I'm not gonna lie to you, I hate this yardage. Kinda
What
in be-
club you using?
I got my 60-degree wedge. I'm
Okay.
gonna try and play it back in the stance and
All right.
kind of drive one up there, a little lower shot, but I don't like the in-between, you know, kind of a pitch and a full swing, so
You're gonna
we'll
bounce
see.
it. You're gonna bounce it down the green.
Yep, I'm gonna try and bounce it just short, so we'll see. Get down, spin. All right, it did. I'll
You're
take
putting.
it.
You're
I'll
putting.
take it. Pretty good look for birdie. I'll take it. All right, Sherry, got about 25 feet, a little uphill. The rule on this green is every putt is pretty straight. They never break a whole lot, so see you try and run a birdie in.
I'm gonna try.
Oh, got a chance. Well, safe, easy par. Go ahead and tap it in. That was a good speed. Just didn't break as much as you thought, did it?
No, it went pretty straight.
Yeah. Great par.
Thank you. Putting for birdie.
Looks like it's going to break, but I'm trying to remind myself that it's straighter than it looks.
Come on.
Didn't hit hard enough. Didn't stay on my line. We'll take the easy tap in pars, right?
That's right.
Well, Sherry, thanks again for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on the win and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching The Right Approach, brought to you by Cascades Golf Course.
Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you to Phil Fischmeister and Sherry Tarpley and Cascades Golf Course, as always, for having our guys out there each week. Also, the R.W. Mercer Jackson Jr. Golf Tour continuing. Yesterday was the latest event at Arbor Hills, but last week the event was at Calderon and Grass Lake. Full results and photos on our website at jtv.tv. And we have some video highlights, too, so thanks to Noah Baker for spending part of his morning last week out at Calderon. So, Jackson Jr. Golf Tour video highlights. Take a look.
Today we're in the Ella Sharp Hall of Fame room, and I'm with the men behind the Jackson Jr. Golf Tour, the Mercer Tour here in town, Dave Gilpin, and Dave's right-hand man, Rick Frinkle. And we are almost underway here, Dave. This is another exciting year. Tell us a little bit about this year's tour.
Well, I'll tell you, it's really coming together. Sign-ups are coming in pretty hot and heavy right now.
Okay.
I went back to last year's sign-ups because I like to keep my log and see when sign-ups come in and everything, and we're right on schedule last year, and we ended up with about 155 kids last year, so we're right on that same schedule for this year. One thing we're doing a little bit different this year, and I've sent out some information to a lot of the coaches, but we're doing a buy one, get one for the girls' high school golf.
Oh, that's a great deal.
And so we're trying to build up our girls' program.
Sure.
And if they sign up, if they pay the membership and buy one a tournament, we'll give them a second one at equal value for free.
Oh, wow, that's great.
What I had a man from over by the Cascades, actually hangs out over there, but Rick Seegers wanted to make a donation to my tour. He said, I like what, I want to build up your tour for the young kids here in town. And he made a nice donation. And so I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. And he wanted it to go to the tour, not necessarily to a scholarship. And so we're doing this buy one, get one with Rick Seeger's money.
Awesome.
And yeah. And
very good.
Yeah. And so far I've had real good feedback on it.
Good.
The only thing I asked, you can go online, and it's hard to do online, but you just sign up for whatever tournaments you want, and then text me the ones that you want for free.
There you go.
And so I'll just put them in myself, so they don't have to worry about paying for them or not me crediting them and all that.
I didn't think there was a such thing as free golf, but I guess here in Jackson for the kids there is. Rick, tell me what a tournament is like. What are the kids' experience on the day of a Jackson Junior Golf Tour event?
They all come out. They have a lot of fun and a lot of camaraderie with the kids. Dave and I love seeing the kids start real young and get older, get better and better all the time. And they got a lot of nice swings out there for these kids, and they all have a lot of fun.
The mental aspect is so important, right? I never played a junior tour. I didn't play golf in high school. That's where these kids are picking up a big part of this mental game. So to when they enter high school and play competition, they're used to all that, so the nerves aren't there.
It's no doubt. That is so true, and I've been trying to explain that to some of my parents, especially those kids that are in that category that are you know, maybe they're going to be freshmen next year. You know, they're going to be working on their game a little bit this summer, and you know, if you could, the more tournaments you can play in, the more relaxed you get. Because, not only because of, you know, getting to know your game, but you're also getting to know how it feels to play with people that you don't know.
Right.
And I get a lot of parents that'll say to me, well, he wants to play with Joey, his buddy. You know, can we do it? I said, maybe once. But I said, after that, no, because I said, we're here to try to get him to meet new people and learn how to play with people that he doesn't know.
Absolutely.
I said, you know, we're trying to prepare these kids for that high school golf. And I said, if he's out playing with his buddies, he just might as well be out at his home golf course and just, you know, doing that, because he's not going to learn a lot.
Yeah, it's a totally different world out there for sure. Talk a little bit about the schedule, and I know you have different age divisions too, right? And you know, so you have tons of opportunities to win throughout the year, excuse me. And you guys do nice prizing. You give a nice flag. Talk a little bit about the tour.
Well, yeah, you know, I try to break it up, but we've got basically 11. When we get all done, we got about 11 different divisions.
Okay.
You know, between the 9-holers, because you can sign up for just 9, and the 18-holers, we got the boys, they're separate from the girls. And so by the time we get everything categorized out, you know, we've got 11 different flags that we're giving away to each tournament. We also give away medals for, you know, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place on a lanyard that they can wear around their neck if they want to, or they can hang them from the curtain rod in their bedroom.
Very cool.
You know, so they do that too. You know,
and that's important to the kids.
Oh, you aren't kidding.
Yeah,
yeah, they love the medals. Well, you look at a high school kid that's won some medals at track or something. They got them sewn right on their varsity jacket. You know. Oh yeah. Medals are important.
Rick, tell me a little bit about what you and Dave are doing during a round at one of the tour events. Are you guys checking people in, going around, making sure all the rules are being followed? What's the role for you guys at the day of the event?
Mostly all we do is check them all in every morning when they check in, and then at the end of the day we do all the scoring and write them all. We get scoreboards and all that stuff, but yeah, most of the time, you know, we're just kind of relaxing. And then we have Tammy that helps us. She's the one out roaming around. We always got walkie-talkies. We tell her if somebody's being too slow or playing too slow, they need to pick up the pace or whatever. But otherwise, Dave and I just kind of, after we finally get everybody checked in, we get to relax for a few minutes.
Well, just a few minutes, but you know, but I'll tell you, the way it's set up is the kids are playing in their own age divisions. So, you know, we have to keep things on the go, because what's going to happen is those older boys that teed off first are going to be coming around, and they're going to be wanting to get their prizes and their sandwich and their pop and stuff when they finish. Which reminds me that in each one of my tournaments we give a free food when they finish. They get a sandwich or a pop and a chips or a candy bar or something like that when they finish. So it's all a meal is actually included in the entry.
That's great.
And so for a 9-hole kid paying $15, and plus he's got his free sandwich and stuff like that that goes with it. It's for what we give him, that's the super deal.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. How many years now for the JJGT?
20. This is 22.
Is it really?
22. Yep. And I'm almost to the point where I'm going to have kids of kids coming on.
That's cool.
It's getting close.
Yeah.
You know, I've got because those first kids that came out back in when we first started, and Rick also remembers this. You know, we got like Cannon Reisner. Yeah, you know, he just won. Yeah. What, the Thaw?
He wins all kinds of big tournaments.
He does win Jackson tournaments, and he was one of the kids that we used to, you know, kind of make fun of him. He came to all the tournaments dressed in as Ricky Fowler orange.
Oh boy, yeah.
You know, and I got pictures of that. You know, so we can blackmail him anytime we want.
Well, I think he sounds like he knew what he was doing.
But awesome. Yeah, but you know, he's not the only one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, the kid that was second to him, you know, who plays out at Spring Arbor College, was one of the kids that's also, you know, won on our tour. You know, but other kids through the years have won adult tournaments coming off my tour.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the best way to sign up or find out more information on the tour this year, Dave?
Well, the absolute best way is if you've got access to the internet, is to go online, and it's pretty simple. JJ Golf Tour, which stands for Jackson Junior. We don't have it set up. I mean, if you were to Google it, it might come up Mercer, because Mercer's my title sponsor.
Sure.
And Rick and Mr. Mercer Kirk has been great.
Yeah.
I mean, he and I did this thing. We started this whole tour. I needed some startup money, and Mr. Glick was busy, so doing everybody else in town.
Yeah.
So actually, Kirk and I went to school together.
That's cool.
And so I said, maybe I'll give Kirk a call and see if he's got a little bit of money involved. And he basically, we sat down and talked about it, and he goes, Dave, if you're going to be the one running it, if you're in charge of the whole thing, he says, count me in. And
here we are 22 years later.
22 years later on that handshake. And he's told me many times that he gets more feedback from this tour than he does from any of the other, or most all the other donations that he gives to other events.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because it's a continual thing. It's a long-term type
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely. Well, you'll be able to see the scores and photos from the majority of the JJ Golf Tour events on JTV.tv. And if you have any questions, you can check out their website or call Dave to find out more information on the tour. Dave Gilpin and Rick Frinkle here on The Locker Room.
Thanks, Andy.
Welcome back here on JTV. Before we go, some other headlines. NBA, Chris Paul going back to the LA Clippers for a one-year retirement tour.
Going back to Cali.
He's going to be teaming up. It'll be Chris Paul, Bradley Beal, James Harden, and Kawhi Leonard.
It sounds cool, but these things never work out. I'll just say that.
Anytime it happens, it sounds cool, like Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and Harden with the Nets.
And Bradley Beal with the Suns, and it's just
with
like
Kevin Durant.
You thought like, oh, that's totally gonna work. This team's gonna be so sick, and it didn't work. But you know what, Chris Paul, what a cool way to go out. He's going out with some really good, some top 100 players of all time. So it's pretty cool.
Is it Kevin Durant's fault? Because Bradley Beal was on the Suns with Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden with the Nets.
Yeah.
And now in LA, Bradley Beal, James Harden, Kawhi, and Chris Paul. Chris Paul and James Harden with the Rockets. And then Harden, Westbrook, and KD early on with the Thunder.
And I feel like Kawhi was with somebody. Who am I thinking that he was with?
Well, Kawhi's been with the Clippers with Paul George.
Paul George, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah.
And then he was with the Spurs.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Yep. And the Raptors, of course, won the title with the Raptors.
Yep.
Bradley Beal, probably a lot of people are saying that contract he had is one of the worst of all time with his production. So he has a lot to make up for, I feel like, here. So it's like if he starts playing well, it's going to look really good. This, I think, impacts his legacy, whether we see a more decline or if it kind of shoots back up again. It's like, oh, he just had a tough time in the place that he was at, so it could go either way.
In baseball news, the Tigers.
I prefer not to.
And theTigers.
No.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
They've lost 7 of their last 8.
Well,
lost 2 out of 3 to the Rangers. They won Sunday night on ESPN. With Scooble. He had a great game.
Yes.
3-0 loss Monday to Paul Skeens and the Pirates, and they lost Tuesday. 7 of the last 8.
Well, if there's a time, we just talked about this before the show, if there's a time for them to struggle, it's now. Let's get somebody maybe at the deadline and then go from there. Hopefully we'll be in a lot better shape.
I'm not worried, although I am worried with the deadline coming up. There's a couple other teams. What are they going to do with their pitcher or their, whatever
I'm not worried
player?
About the division. I'll
and
tell you that.
No, but will the Tigers talk with those other teams who are going to get rid of some of those guys? Yeah. I'm just worried about the deadline coming up, though, because the Tigers need a second starting pitcher, second, third in the rotation, whatever. But They need a second decent starting pitcher, and they need bullpen help desperately.
Bullpen help for me is the big thing. I know I was talking with Brandon earlier that like he was talking about like the sexy pick is picking like a position player. That sounds awesome, but we need relief. That's my biggest thing. Even over a starter, I want relief pitching. Yeah. It matters so much more going into the playoffs. You have better relief pitching. We can do the pitching anarchy that we've done previously, where it's like, which I think the league is going to go towards that in like 20 years. I think we'll get rid of starting pitching, and it'll be like an open reliever. So a reliever will open up for the first 2 innings, then a starter will come in to go the rest of the way.
Like, whoever could still pitch, like a Skubal or Ohtani, still pitch a few, innings, but they're not going to go the 6-7 innings.
Well, think about this. You go 7 innings normally, then you get taken out in the 7th. It's a critical situation, and you have to have relief pitching go the rest of the way. How about we do it like this, where you have a guy, kind of instead of a closer, you have an opener, a set position for 2 innings. Then Skubal could go 7 like he normally does. That'll be the end of the game. So you'd be able to have Skubal for the rest of the game. I love that idea, kind of transitioning to that instead. I could see that happening in 20 years.
I think also the Tigers could be the first team to do that.
Yeah.
They're already showing signs of that now. Maybe not Skubal coming in later, but Skubal starting now. Or when on days he's not pitching, it's more relevant.
Yeah.
It's more by committee. Whoever's starting will pitch till 3 or 4 innings, depending on the score. Maybe Will Vest or another reliever for a couple innings.
Right.
And then a closer.
You just need the relief pitching to do that, so we need to get a couple
especially
good guys.
In the postseason.
Yes.
If the Tigers are going to get over that hump and beat a Cleveland or somebody else in the DS, they have to have the relief pitching because Skubal's only playing every 2 to 3 games.
And this has been a problem when you look back historically, when you go back all the way to, even just going to like 2010 on, that's always been our problem is we get into these situations, have to bring in these relievers that aren't super great and then give up a home run, this and this and that. Or we have one good reliever and we just tax him. So then it comes World Series and he's spent, so we'll have to make a move here.
And now the Brewers have the best record in the MLB. They've won 12 in a row.
Yeah, I think they lost yesterday.
12 out of the last. Well, they did win 12 in a row.
Well, no, they did. Yeah. So I think they lost
still
yesterday.
But they still have the best record.
They kind of shot up against the Cubs, and the Cubs also have one of the best records. But we still have, I think, the best record in the American League.
Yep.
And that should tell you something with the slump that we've been on, how good we've been.
Yes. So, and it's like, if we don't get a second starting pitcher, it would have been nice. But as far as priorities go, it is what it is. Because right now, it's like on a day Skubal's starting, he has to go as long as he can. You could tell he wanted to finish that 7th inning, but he would have been at like 115 pitches.
He was getting up there in pitches.
But he has to go as long as he physically can because they're worried about the bullpen. And same thing
with Verlander back in the day. It's the exact same thing.
And I think same thing now with Paul Skeens because he's the only good player the Pirates have. I know the Pirates are
it's bad for them.
Terrible franchise, compared to the Tigers. But still, anytime Skeens starts, he has to go 7 innings, at least 7 innings.
And this has always been a problem with the Pirates, I feel like. Like, they have certain stretches where it's like for like 5 years they're good in different eras. But then mostly they're just not great. It's a weird
now
thing
they just suck.
And now it's just again they have one of the best pitchers in baseball. Can't put the rest of it together. He's gonna eventually leave. I guarantee this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna eventually get those position players, and then they'll have no pitching to go with it. So it's just like they'll always kind of be like dangling there, like can't really get past.
Also in the next 2 to 3 seasons.
And they're in a tough division. Sorry, but they're in the tough division. When we were just talking about that division, that's not easy. So,
also, in the next 2 to 3 seasons, who are the Tigers going to pay too? Because all these young guys they have
I don't think we're going to be able to pay Skubal. I think Skubal's gone. I've been saying that. I've been preparing myself this entire time.
Yeah. So do you think this is the last year for Skubal?
It's the last. I can't remember if this is. I think we have one more year after this. I can't remember, but I think once he's done with his contract, he's done with his contract. I think Torres does not re-sign with us this coming off season
because I think they have to pay
Riley and Torque have to get paid.
Right, but if they want to keep Scooble, though, they have to pay him. But then if they do that, then they can't go out right now and pay somebody decent money for a second starting pitcher or money by committee for bullpen.
I mean,
they have to pick their poison, and whatever they don't pick is a loss.
Well,
so
and
coming up, I think they're going to lose guys either way.
To make people feel a little bit better, I will say that, a lot of our money right now is in like Jack Flaherty, and his contract's going to be up relatively soon. We'll get rid of him. Kenta Maeda is another guy that isn't even on our team anymore, but I think we're still paying him to play for somebody else.
That's ridiculous.
So, but we get rid of those contracts, more money's going to be freed up, and I think we'll have a chance to sign some of these guys. But I just think, unfortunately, Scooble won't get a re-sign. He'll go to a pretty rich team, whether that's going to be, I hate to say this, even though I love the Yankees. I do really like the Yankees. They're my second favorite team. I think he goes to New York. Garrett Cole's at the end of his contract. They need an ace. They want an ace. They need somebody to get them over the hump. So I think they'll probably go after Scooble in free agency, and they'll have the money to do it. The Dodgers, you can't say they have the money to do it just because it would be just nasty. It'd be ridiculous. But those are the two teams he would possibly go to, and I think it'd be the Yankees.
The top three, because I saw something a few days ago, the top three right now, just from this source, but Yankees, Dodgers, the Mets.
Yeah, Braves. I would maybe put the Braves on that list as well.
Braves would be the first team outside looking in.
Yeah. I think there's
do you
a few
imagine the
options.
Dodgers rotation, once Ohtani pitches again, Ohtani, Yamamoto, Scooble, I know Kershaw's older.
Glasnow,
Snell, Kershaw.
and then you have freaking
Scooble.
and Kershaw might be done this year, but then you have Roki Sasaki, who he's hurt. But
yes, I forgot.
So
about
it's like
him.
that's why I almost feel like they don't need to do it, and they're going to have to worry about contracts coming up. Not Ohtani's because he deferred all that money, but they're going to have to worry eventually going in. But that's why I think he'll go to a New York team.
Sasaki. Two of those guys are going to have to be paid.
Yeah.
But then if they want to pay Scooble big time, do they not pay them?
Right.
It's going to be a lot of questions are going to be answered.
Yeah. Well, not to transition away from baseball, but I do have a football question for you.
Okay. Well, I was going to mention real quick, the Spring Arbor University golf outing, the SAU Open, is coming up in a few weeks. August 8th at Calderon. I played in it a couple years ago. I'm not a golfer whatsoever. I was there to hack at it and have fun. But it's coming up at Calderon August 8th. Scholarships and the money to help benefit SAU athletes and students and help the university. It's a great event. They have breakfast in the morning. Last time I went, they had Chick-fil-A for breakfast in the morning.
That's a breakfast.
Before the Jackson one
That's
opened.
not just like a cereal at like a hotel. That's legit.
Yep, hot dog at the turn, and then a full barbecue lunch afterwards.
Hang on, that's worth
when they
it.
do the awards.
That's worth it just for the food.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The food and the camaraderie.
Yeah, exactly.
So SAU Open August 8th at Calderon. Spring Arbor, obviously, JTV has done a lot over the years at Spring Arbor, and we appreciate their support of us, and we appreciate their facilities and everybody.
Yeah,
at
they're always
Spring
super
Arbor.
accommodating whenever we go over there. Will always help us figure out our setup and all that. They're awesome over there.
Absolutely. So go out and support SAU in the Cougar Athletics August 8th. The ESPYs, real quick, Shane Gillis was phenomenal. His Waffle House joke about Caitlin Clark and Angel
Crazy.
Reese
It
was
really
hilarious.
funny. Really funny.
Deshaun Watson had a joke in there.
They had a few.
And the WNBA. He came up with some lady sitting in the crowd and said that was his friend that played in the WNBA. And he had never heard of her in his life.
He did a great job. He did
All
a
right,
really good job.
before we go, now to your football
I just want to do this
question.
real quick. So I saw this question last night, and I wanted to see how many you could get. You have 3 strikes. All right. So
Okay.
it's NFL quarterbacks with the most interceptions since 2020.
I don't have to go in order.
No.
right?
I'll tell you where they're at, but it's top 10.
Jameis Winston.
No, not on the list.
What?
Think more starters. So you get
Well, he
one
was a starter.
Yeah, but think like
He's not on there?
no. So think of
Didn't he throw like 30-something?
yeah, but that was before 2020, I think. Yeah, he's not on the list. He's not on the list, not even on the top 25. Think starters. And you can think good starters. and you'll kind of see how maybe the list might go.
Well, I'm just gonna go like by division eventually. I guess something, but like
Start throwing
Okay.
some names out here. What do you got?
well, let's go by division. AFC North. I know Lamar and Burrow aren't on there, right? Lamar's not on there.
Lamar's not on there, but
Joe Burrow is on
he's
there.
10th.
Okay.
He's 10th with 46 interceptions since
The
2020.
Browns have had different quarterbacks.
There is a former Browns quarterback on the list that maybe is doing a little bit better somewhere else.
Is it Joe Flacco?
No, think of like somebody they maybe drafted. Maybe they drafted him number 1 overall and didn't do much for them and then went to a team in the South and did a lot better.
Why am I just blanking on his name?
Who's a guy that had a playoff game against Detroit and lost?
Kenny? No, not Kenny Pickett. Against Detroit?
Yep. Not last year, but the year prior, because obviously last year we got eliminated.
2 years ago, was that when they beat Green Bay in the last?
That would have been 3 years ago.
Okay.
So 2 years ago would have been we're like the top team going into the playoffs. We're facing a scrappy team down south, maybe where there's a Disney park
Baker.
in the area. There you go. Okay, Baker Mayfield. There you go.
Okay.
We'll have to go a little bit quicker on these.
Okay. Let's see. Also,
Former Detroit Lion.
former Detroit Lion. Quarterbacks. That's not Jared Goff.
Jared
obviously.
Goff is 6th on the list.
Oh,
I will say
okay.
that. Jared Goff is 6th. Who was the quarterback for Detroit before Jared Goff?
Stafford.
Stafford's number 5.
So I have 4 of them.
Think of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Mahomes.
Mahomes is number 2 on the list.
Lamar.
Lamar's not on the list, but I did say that.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's number 1. 63 interceptions since 2020. He had that bad season. Obviously last 2 years let's see. So you're only missing 4 of them.
Okay.
America's team.
Dak Prescott.
Okay. That's 9th. You have a guy that just retired. Quarterback that just retired this offseason. That was kind of a surprise. At least I was surprised that he retired.
Well, Phillip Rivers just retired.
Sooner than
it's not
Phillip
Phillip
Rivers.
Rivers.
This guy,
Ben Roethlisberger.
Gruden was a big fan of this guy. He played for...
I watched John Gruden's stuff.
He
too.
played for, most recently, the Saints. Before that, he played for the
Derek
Raiders.
Carr.
Yeah, there you go. Derek Carr is 7th on the list. So you're just missing 3 and 8. So I'll say the guy at 3, you might say you like that when you see this guy.
White Boy Kirk.
Yep, Kirk Cousins is 3rd on the list. And then lastly,
I
8.
just watched the Netflix
about
quarterback
to bring
now
that
or
up.
never thing yesterday.
Lastly, number 8. This guy is
Okay, I only want one hint on this.
All right,
AFC or NFC?
AFC.
AFC.
I will tell you this. He was a number 1 overall pick.
Okay.
That'll be my only hint that I give you for this last one.
So AFC South, not the Titans.
Correct.
CJ Stroud wasn't number 1.
Correct. And also this since 2020, so he hasn't thrown that
Yes. Trevor Lawrence. Is that him?
many. It is Trevor Lawrence. Yep, you got it. Yep.
There we go.
So the whole list is Josh Allen, Mahomes, Cousins, Mayfield, Stafford, Goff, Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, and Joe Burrow.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hey, no problem.
Adam.
I thought that'd be fun. Hey, you were able to get some of them. You struggled a little bit, but you were able to get some of them.
There you go. And thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. Next week on the show,
Yep.
football is back.
It's back.
So we will see you from Jackson High School next week on JTV.
Bye-bye.